Welcome back to the live. As you can see from the topic, we will be discussing diamonds because diamonds are a girl's best friend. Let me stop. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. So let's dive in. Oh, before we dive in, let me make sure y'all can hear me though. You can hear me. We're good to go. What's up, TikTok?
Come on now, Dr. Sean. Yeah, yeah. Dr. Sean is always there. Come hang with the tribe. Good, good vibes. Yeah, we rise every time. Positive energy. Grow every day. We make a way. Yeah, we make a way. That's right. Say it again.
Yeah.
From the hood to the hoodie, we standing true.
What's up,
Telling
y'all?
our story, yeah, this is proof. History talking, wisdom revived. This ain't just a lie, this is life. Yes, Lord, I feel it. Talk to him, all the way live. Hang with the tribe, hood to hoodie. We survive,
We survive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All the way live. Hang with the tribe, hood to hoodie. We survive, always live. Shine, we rise, tribe. Yeah. Keep it going, don't
Hey,
stop.
hey, hey. So y'all know what time it is. Welcome back to the live. I am your host, Dr. Cheapest Sunflower. Woohoo! And today we are talking about 1 inch from diamonds, why most people quit before their breakthrough. So, if you are new to the podcast, this podcast is about positive vibes only, where we aim to help you live your best life. This podcast is based on inspiration and knowledge to keep us motivated and growing. It's just that simple, guys. So, if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and smash that subscribe button, like button, depending on which platform you're watching from. Of course, you are free to put your questions in the chat. Let me know if you got questions, all of that good stuff. But we're going to dive right in. So, most people are 1 inch away from diamonds when they quit. Okay? There's a famous image that you probably have seen of two miners digging underground. One of them stops digging. He's exhausted. He's frustrated. He's convinced that there is no reason and no purpose for him to keep going. How many of you feel like that today? Especially with war going on, especially with all the news about the Epstein files and all of this nasty news and nasty propaganda on our timeline. It can be easy to feel like, you know what? Is it even worth digging for diamonds anymore? Is life even going to ease up? But here is the message. You must keep going. Now the man who stops, he was digging, he's exhausted, he's frustrated. He was this close to the diamonds. I mean, in dental terms, millimeters away. You might be millimeters away from your breakthrough, and you do not recognize the signs that, damn, my breakthrough is right here, and this is the moment where it's meant for me to quit, but I'm going to be different and be rare and do something most people don't do. And that's keep going. How many of us are going to keep going when it gets exhausting, frustrating, convinced that it ain't even fucking worth it? All right? So the other miner, on the other hand, he's a little bit further away, but he just keeps swinging the pickaxe. He keeps going. He's just full of energy. He don't give a damn about the drama in the news. He don't care about the haters, the naysayers. He don't care about the things that he lacks. He doesn't care about how he started. He doesn't care about what he don't have. He just want to keep digging for diamonds because he believes that there's diamonds there. He may not concede that there's diamonds there, but they are there, right? Now that's the crazy part of this whole story. The diamonds are literally right on the other side of the wall. Okay? It just takes one more swing. It just takes one more attempt, one more day for you to keep pushing through. Right? What's up, Team Us2K? That's right. Keep going. Facts. It just takes one more day. But guess what happened with the first miner? He quit. So today's episode is talking about that exact moment in life. It's talking about that exact moment. The moment when you're tired. The moment when your results are slow as the moment when you're questioning everything. Because guess what, guys? I almost quit my podcast. I have this podcast, Hood to Hooded, right? Hood to Hooded. And I didn't almost quit going live because I do the podcast live. And I actually put it on like Spotify, Apple Music. Oh, is he gonna get that or not? I'm gonna have to get off of here, guys. This phone's going crazy. Let me know if you can still hear me. Tap those hearts, guys. Our goal on any platform is 1K hearts. So if you listening and you vibing, make sure you smashing the like button. Make sure you tapping the heart so other people who might be about to give up can find us. It's free to hit that like button. It's free to tap those hearts. So I'm expecting some taps. All right. Now, the moment when you're tired, guys, the moment when your results are really, really slow, this is when you start questioning everything. And for me, I know with my podcast, I was uploading, and I've been doing this for about, I would say 3 years. I was going hard, and I slow down, and I go hard. And then I got to the point this year, I was like, damn, I don't think nobody really listening to my podcast. So we can hear. Perfect. Thank you for that feedback. And I was like going to Buzzsprout, because that's where I host my podcast on. Oh, my Lord. I'm going to have to hang this up. Just keep going. Is he getting it? I'm sorry, guys. But anywho, I just kept going until this year I kind of felt a little defeated. And this is the moment where you, what in the world? It's like I'm live and everybody want to call me right now. Just give me like an hour, guys. And then I'm going to get back to the phone. But let me just get this message out because I feel like it's super, not again. Thank you for tapping those hearts. Odin. Thank you for tapping those hearts. I'm liking the live. Alright, so I almost quit. I was 3 years in, 3 years of me just digging. I would get one download. Sometimes them downloads be me. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. That's just like, okay, let me download my own podcast before anybody else would. So I was doing that for a while, like, dang, maybe my message isn't converting, or maybe I don't have the sauce, or I don't know. I started to get in my own damn head. And we could do that. And that's why the guy stopped digging the first time, because he got in his own head. He got frustrated. He was convinced that nothing was happening. And I saw myself in this moment, like this week actually. And I'm going to tell y'all what happened that made me turn around and be live here with you right now. So if you pumping the hearts, you tapping in, I appreciate you. I just got to say that I appreciate you. If you show love, you share the podcast, you download, you even hit the like button because it's free as hell. And I don't understand. Some people be like, I saw your podcast. I saw you live. And I'm like, why you didn't like it, bro? Like, it's not a requirement, but it's like it's free. You feel me? But anywho, so don't worry about the likes. When you make a decision to dig for diamonds in your life, you have to know that you're going to be met with some days where you're frustrated. You just want to walk away. You just want to give up. But the moment when you thought about walking away is when you start to see the diamonds. So then you get a little boost of energy like, you know what? I see a diamond peeking through. This is what happened to me, guys. I saw a diamond peeking through. I logged into my podcast and I was like, 75 downloads in a week. What's going on? What? 200 downloads and I'm like, what the? Because I was at 0 downloads. I was at 0 listeners with like, I don't know, 50, 60 episodes. And it's like, do I keep going? We're glad you didn't quit. We've been here for you for about a year. Your story, hold on, I can't really see. It says, we've been following you for about a year, and your story is so inspirational. Thank you, Team Us2K. I really appreciate that. I try to inspire people because I know how hard it is to make it through anything. Through dental school, through poverty, through just not believing in yourself, through the lack of self-confidence, the lack of self-respect sometimes, the lack of the ambition to defeat procrastination. Like, I've dealt with that all, entrepreneurship. So my only goal is to inspire people to never quit, right? So 3 years, that's a long time. And honestly, for a long time, the downloads, they stayed small. Thank you for joining that fan club. Who is that? Kulas. I appreciate that. If I missed your name, it is not by on purpose. Thank you for getting that #1 gifter badge. So you start to think, is anyone even listening to me? Does what I'm doing even matter? Should I start something else? Have you been one of those people who you keep starting shit? You started this, you gave up because you didn't do it long enough. You started this and you gave up because you didn't do it long enough. You didn't see the results instantly. And that's what most people who are successful won't tell you. It takes years sometimes to be successful. That's why most businesses fail in the first 5 years, because it's hard. The beginning is hard. Most people see businesses when they're 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in. They done went through some ups and downs if they are still in business. And I think I'm getting a slight cold here. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a slight cold. No. Thanks, New York. All right. So it's the trap. When you start something and you don't finish and you keep starting shit over and over again, that is a trap, because you are not a completer. Most people today start everything but finish nothing. They got a new YouTube channel. They did the artwork. They did 1 video. It didn't pop off. They did 2. It didn't pop off. Then they say, okay, I'm going to start a podcast. Then they do that. It don't work. They say, okay, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this new project, this new idea. But you never stay long enough to reach the diamonds. Is that a problem for most of us, not staying long enough to reach those diamonds in our life? The truth is, success doesn't belong to the talented. You know, sometimes it does, but success really belongs to the last person who is still digging for their goals and their dreams. When I wanted to get into dental school, I couldn't be one of those people who was like, okay, well, I want to get in and I didn't get in the first time, so let me quit. No, you got to be like, you know what? I'm going to keep going and try again and again until I can't try no more. And when is that? Because you can always try as long as you have breath in your body, right? Right? I think so. Need a sip of water. So, like I said, a couple days ago, I was just looking at my analytics and I saw places like Milan listening. I was like, somebody listening to the Hood to the podcast in Milan? What? Let me not quit on myself. That's a diamond right there. It didn't come in 1 year. It came after 3 years of me literally uploading and having no freaking listeners. So I think y'all starting to get the moral of the story. People will tune in from all over the world, but they have no opportunity to do that, to find your business or to find the power that you have, the voice that you have, if you don't keep going, right? The diamonds were always there, but your belief in yourself wasn't there. The ambition wasn't there. You had a lot of things that require growth. They require you to go through life and experience life and mess up sometimes and get back up. And in life, I'm learning that it's all a big experience where you always going to make mistakes. And you can't ever give up. That's basically life, right? That's basically life. So for me, the people who keep tuning in, you are the reason why I am here today. You are the reason why I really keep going. I am sorry, y'all. It's like I'm getting a bad cold. Bad cold. You guys are the reason why I keep going, right? So the real problem, we're going to talk about the real problem. And what's the real problem for people who keep quitting? We've had our channel for almost 7 years and only have 126 subscribers. We love what we do, so there is no quit in us. I know that's right. I know that's right. My motivational dentistry business YouTube page has like 68. But I still keep going. I'm like, okay. It was at 0 at one point, so someone is actually subscribing. It starts at 0 and it may move slow, but you must keep going. So we're going to talk about the culture of quitting. It's so bad nowadays, the culture of quitting. So we live in a culture, right, where the rewards, we live in a culture that rewards starting things, right? But success rewards finishing things. Does that make sense? So we live in a culture where, oh my God, I started this, I got in, I started my business, or you're launching something. But success rewards the people who are completers. Everybody loves the idea of success. Nobody loves the process of digging for success. Nobody loves the process of digging for those diamonds. Digging is boring. Digging is repetitive. It sometimes gets lonely. My podcast was sitting for 3 years just lonely in the world like, hey, is anybody out there? It's like, hey, can you hear me? Digging feels like nothing is even happening. You don't even see the results. But here's the truth most people do not understand about digging. Diamonds are buried under pressure and time. Think about that. The diamonds you want, they bury under pressure. You're going to have to face a lot of pressure. Sometimes it may take a longer length of time than you expected. This is the same way breakthroughs happen, right? Right? So let's give you guys a real life example of a breakthrough. Dental school. For me, dental school is 4 years. Of course, you got pre-dental and all the prerequisites and all that stuff. You got 4 years before you even get in. But once you get in, that's 4 years of studying. Exams, that's debt, that's clinical hours, that's stress. And guess what? For 4 years, it does not feel like success. It feels like you are digging. It feels like you really in the trenches like digging. And really, if you slack off any point during dental school, like say you just like, oh, I don't feel like studying, you're going to flunk out. And nobody's going to care. Because these are your diamonds you created. These are your diamonds that you are fighting for. And if you quit, who's gonna save you? Right? Consistency will pay off in time. Facts. So with dental school, you go 4 years and you feel like nothing is happening. You don't have your degree. But baby, listen, on graduation day, that's the diamond. Nobody can take that moment away. You took 8 years out of your life to study and take tests and do boards and do all this stuff and requirements. And this is for any degree, any major. And when you get to the end, the graduation, this means you completed something. A lot of people drop out. They drop out of high school. They drop out of college. They drop out of their business. They drop out of life. They drop out of self-respect for themselves. They drop out of they quit a lot of things in life. But the people who stay in it and keep digging, they fight through the exhaustion. They fight through the tough days. They fight through all the family drama, all the people who hating on them, being the black sheep. They fight through all of these different moments just so they can make it to graduation day. No one can take that moment away from you, right? Life works the exact same way. Today, I want to remind you guys, today is National Dentist Day, so hey, shout out to me and my colleagues out there who are saving smiles every day, you know, getting rid of decay, encouraging people to brush and floss. If you watching, make sure you brush and floss your teeth today. And shout out to me for being a dentist doctor from the Meharry Medical College. 10 years, guys. I'm a 10-year-old dentist. Like, I'm a decade in. You see what I'm saying? I did 8 to 10 years just fighting and digging just to get the degree so I can be here now and say, I'm the example of why you must keep going. Shout out, Chief. What's going on? Life is good. Student loan pressures. Facts. Dope message. Thank you, Skills. Amazon are amazing. Keep going. Facts. Facts. Thank y'all for following. Bless you. Thank you, Doctor. Thank y'all. I hope I got everybody. So we're going to go through the signs you're close to a breakthrough. How do you know you're close to a breakthrough? Since we live in this quit culture, since we know everybody want to quit every day, all day, how do you know when your breakthrough is right here so you don't keep starting over? Most people quit before these signs appear. Number one, you feel like quitting. I know it sounds cliche, but it's the easiest sign that your breakthrough is on the way is when you feel like quitting. This is the biggest one. This is the moment where your mind says, this isn't working. This is the moment, this is often the moment right before you break through the wall and the diamonds just flood your life. Take my podcast, for example. I was really thinking about like going incognito, not going live as much, like really honing back into me and closing all of this energy and inspiration in because I felt like, dang, it's not working. And I noticed a pattern. Dang, I can't keep saying, I finish stuff, of course, because I'm a dentist, but there are a lot of areas in life where I don't finish stuff. I start it and it don't work and I move on to something else. And we can't keep doing that because we're digging for diamonds. Every time you fold under pressure, every time you fold when something ain't working and you give up on yourself, you got to start all over again. You have to get the momentum all over again. So if you've been feeling like quitting lately, let me tell you, your breakthrough is right there. It's right there. Number two, you start seeing small signals. Not huge success, but just tiny acts of confirmation that your message is reaching somewhere. A message from someone might be another example. A random supporter, a comment. These are all clues. Or you get someone who purchases an item from your business. Or you finally pass a test, or whatever it is, you're going to start to see small signs that you are succeeding. With my podcast, I start to see small signs just recently, like, oh, whoa, this many downloads in a week, someone's finally found me, and it made me feel so good. Like, I can't even lie. The third sign that you are almost to your breakthrough is if you start to feel resistance. Okay? When you are close to growing, life is going to get uncomfortable. Most people are scared to be uncomfortable. They are scared and they are in fear of being successful. Some people feel like, oh, it's going to be more work, it's going to be more stress, it's going to be more pressure. But remember, what does pressure create, guys? Diamonds. So if you're feeling a lot of resistance, you're feeling some pressure, guess what? This is your diamond moment breakthrough. My last semester in dental school was the hardest. I had to have an emergency surgery in January. I had to miss 6 weeks of school the last semester at Meharry. I had to miss like the balls, and I had to take a medication that completely nearly wiped me off the earth. But this was the moment where I was enraged, going through this chemo medicine. I ended up homeless, ended up so stressed and under pressure. But one thing I could not let go of is that I was almost there to the diamonds. And I refused. I didn't care if I had to sleep in the homeless shelter a couple nights. I didn't care if I was homeless. I didn't care what was going on. I didn't care if I was sick. I had to fight for my degree. And this is the same way I want you to fight for your life. When it gets to the point where you feel like you want to quit, you crying, you going through it, everything crumbling, this is your breakthrough moment. Because even if you don't have any tangible things to show for it, if you make it through this moment, this experience you will never forget. This is going to make you so strong. Being uncomfortable, knowing that it's hard as hell and you can't go nowhere but up. When you fall all the way down, like I fell all the way down. After going through a whole 4 years of dental school, I got to a moment where I fell all the way down. And it almost seemed impossible. But when you have a mindset to say, baby, listen, I don't care if I got to go through hell and high water. I'm going to make it. This is my moment. I want you to go and get those diamonds. That resistance you feel, that's on purpose. That pressure, that creates those diamonds. All right? Number 4 is another sign that your breakthrough is almost here. Is when you're getting better but not famous yet. Some people want fame, some people want the audience, some people want to build that community, and that takes time. As long as you are getting better every day, perfecting your craft, getting better with, say if you got a YouTube channel, you getting better with your thumbnails, you getting better learning your audience, or say you trying to go back to school, you getting better and you taking different classes, you completing your prerequisites. This can apply to anything. When you're not famous yet, or you haven't met the goal yet, but you are getting better. This is a sign of a breakthrough. Your skills improve before your results. See, me with podcasting, when I was in my first year or two, I wasn't that good. I was just uploading. I didn't have a direction. I just knew I wanted to do it. But now I have more efficiency when it comes to being a podcaster. My craft has improved. And it's improved before I even got to the audience. Sometimes we want an audience, sometimes we want a community, and we're not even ready for it yet. We're not even consistent enough to have that type of community. We don't even have enough experience. We haven't went through enough breakthroughs, and we haven't stayed strong long enough to have that audience yet. So stay down until it's your time, right? Your discipline grows before the money comes. In order for you to get this money that you want, you need the discipline first. Okay? Number 5 thing that is the last sign that we're going to talk about of your breakthrough being right here. How close did I say we were? Millimeters away from a breakthrough. Millimeters away from a diamond. How do you know? Because the vision won't leave you alone. You're going to keep thinking about it over and over and over again. If you keep thinking about something, that is not random. That is your purpose kicking you and knocking like, hey, it's time. Are you going to keep going? Are you going to be a quitter today? Are you going to keep playing around with your time? Or are you going to keep digging? That's your purpose calling and telling you to keep digging. Okay? So, let's see. Let's check the chat. Happy belated birthday. What's up, T-Time Beauty? Hey. You make me proud. Thank you. Life is good. Shout out, Chief. I think I already read that. Hey. I'm on the 4th floor now. All right. So let's talk about some practical ways that you can keep digging. Let's talk about strategy, because motivation fades. We talk so much about motivation, and I'm the motivational dentist, but motivation fades. What's going to keep you moving is having a strategy. Systems keep you moving. And I see we almost to 1K hearts. Y'all showing out on TikTok. Number 1, lower the pressure. Your first job is consistency, not perfection. You don't need 1 million listeners. You need 100 real ones. And for me, all I seen was like a couple dozen, and it just changed my whole perspective. I'm like, okay, someone really needs to hear this. I can't quit now. Why would I quit now? Number 2 is to track your progress. For a while, I was tracking my downloads, and they stood at 1 or 2, and now they have just spiked. I track my growth, and you should track your growth. You should track your engagement. Small growth is very motivating. So if you see small growth, if you started a TikTok page, and TikTok is going through its own little thing right now, so I don't put all my eggs in one basket. My real platform is YouTube. Now, I started my YouTube with like 106 subscribers. Then I said, let me try to get serious. And now I'm up to like 1,200. It's still slow growth. And I want more, but I appreciate not being at 106 anymore. And over the time, I've known that I've learned the YouTube algorithm more. I see what people want, and it just motivates me to keep going. So track your progress in anything that you do. Even in college, I was a progress tracker. In college, I'm going to tell y'all, every semester, because I had to be on my own ass. I had to motivate myself in college. I didn't have a mom and dad to push me in college. I had to push myself. So even if you come from poverty, even if you come from nothing, you are something. And you got to use that something in you to be the alchemist of your life. So in college, I would set myself up to have a 4.0 every semester. I don't think I ever achieved it many times, but because I had a goal, because I was tracking it, I would every semester calculate, okay, if I'm taking 5 classes this semester and I get all A's in these classes, this is going to put my GPA here. Where does this put me when I apply to dental school? So I was like that calculated. You have to really track your progress. Now, as an entrepreneur, as a dental practice owner, I'm learning how to track growth and engagement, and it's a little bit deeper when it comes to your business. And like I said, I'm in the learning phase of it, because if you don't track it, how do you know if it's even growing? Yes, track your progress and be consistent. Fact, Cynthia, you have to track your progress. Okay? Even if it's something that you want to do with like your mental health, you want to track your progress. I noticed that as I get older, I'm really trying to like track my progress when it comes to the things that upset me or the things that control my energy. I want to be at peace as I get older, because y'all know stress kills. So I'm trying to track my progress on how I allow stress to deteriorate me and my mindset. And I'm so much better than I was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, the simplest little thing could make me feel so defeated, so depressed, so down and out. But as I learn who I am and as I grow, I don't have those issues anymore. I don't let it just sit in my spirit to the point where I'm quitting. It's like, okay, I see that happen. Let me, file that and keep moving. Number 3, focus on impact, not numbers. Even if one person hears your message, that's important. And that's what made me like keep going, guys. Honestly, I don't know who these people are downloading my podcast, but y'all are the reasons this week I was like, I gotta keep going. Yeah, stress makes me stop. Stress is gonna make you stop. Stress is like the number 1 dream killer. When you start stressing about life, you start stressing about what you don't have, you start stressing about all the negativity, it can definitely knock you out of your dreams. That's why I constantly tell y'all about my last semester in dental school, where I was dealing with medical issues. I was dealing with financial issues. I was dealing with, homelessness, a lot of different stressful things that still didn't stop me. Once you make up in your mind, I'm not going to stop until I get my diamond, it's nothing going to stop you. There's no way I could have just said, you know what, I'm in this homeless shelter, I'm just going to sit here. No. I walked from the homeless shelter to Meharry. Hey, what I got to do? What I need to do? I got to get my degree. I'm not letting it go until I get my degree. This is how persistent you have to be. Okay? Tip number 4, right, is set a no-quit timeline. Instead of emotionally quitting all the time, commit to say, hey, I'll do this for 3 years. I'm going to do this for 500 episodes and then reevaluate. Just recently, and I know it sounds crazy, I made a commitment to do 1,000 CE courses a year of implantology and just, my dental CE courses, because I just want to be the best as I can be for my own personal goals. So you have to set sometimes crazy standards. And if you set them really high and you don't reach the whole depth of your goal, at least you try. Imagine the people who never even try. Imagine the people who don't set goals. Imagine the people who don't even try, so they can't even fail because they're so scared to fail that they don't even try. Listen, failure is a part of playing the game. You're going to lose some, you're going to win some. Quitting is not. Sometimes it might not work out completely, but that doesn't mean you quit. You get back up, reevaluate, and try it again. Number 5 tip is remember why you started. I will never forget this tip, because this is one of the things that got me through dental school when the nights was lonely and you're studying all night and you're studying till 5 a.m. and your test is at 7 a.m. You got 2 hours of sleep at the school. You got to remember your why. You can't be like, well, my sleep is more important than my why. No. You have to remember why you started. What is your purpose? Okay? And your purpose is stronger than motivation. Remember, we all start with being motivated. We all can start a dream. We all can start a goal. But once that motivation fades, when you've been digging and digging and digging and digging, what's going to make you dig deeper? What is going to make you keep digging when you're tired, when you're exhausted? It's your purpose. Once you find your purpose, nothing can break you. Because you know in life, okay, I'm doing this because I have a reason. I'm showing up live on the Hood to Hood podcast because I have a purpose to inspire people who came from backgrounds like my own to keep going. and to know that you too deserve diamonds. You too are the owner of the diamonds of your life. You too can have it, but you're going to have to go through some pressure and be okay with that. And expect the pressure. Expect those valleys in your life. Expect that. If you're going through something right now, and I know a lot of people going through something right now, with this jacked up economy, with this jacked up president, with this war going on, with the grocery prices, with the rent, everything is jacked up right now. But listen, don't let it break your spirit, because that's the whole purpose of all of these different things, and it's to break your spirit. Don't let nothing break your spirit. We've been here on this earth for forever. Nothing can break our spirit, guys. Especially if you need you a merry Indian. You know who you are. You already know you've been set up to fail. You've been set up to go into the trap. What they call it, in the trap. Don't get trapped in the trap. Get out of the trap. All right? Keep digging for those diamonds. Now, as we get to the end of this, I want to give a shout out to my listeners around the world. Like, seriously, I just want to tell y'all, these are the people who actually are tuning in, because this podcast isn't just my voice. It's a community. So if you're listening in New York, Atlanta, California, London, Toronto, Milan, wherever you are, just know that you are a part of the Hood to Hood movement. From the struggle to the elevation, from digging to the diamonds. And I appreciate every single download, every single heart y'all pump, every single person who listens. I am so grateful, because I know how it feels to have zero, to start from zero. So our top locations right now is, we got Europe on the map. I don't have anyone in South America yet. We got Europe on the map heavy, Oceania, a lot in North America. We got Italy, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Iowa, Springfield, Massachusetts, Toronto, Chicago, New South Wales. I already said London, Manchester, Las Vegas, Cleveland. So all of these different places, I really appreciate it. We going up from here. And yeah, I'm just motivated to not quit, because I almost got in my own way, y'all. All right? So I'm going to leave y'all with this. The world is full of people who stop digging. It's full of them. It's full of people who stop digging at some point in their life. And I can guarantee you they regret not continuing to dig for their diamonds. Now, some people who stopped digging, they went back and they had to say, hey, you know what? I want my diamonds. I'm going to keep going. I had a moment like that when I was just fresh out of college, working for the state of Florida. I did not want to keep digging for my diamonds. I didn't want to take the test that was required to get into dental school. So I put my pickaxe down. I said, I'm not digging for them diamonds no more. I don't want to be a doctor. It's too hard. I don't feel like studying. I'm just going to work for the state. Then I realized this is not my purpose to be here at this desk. You know, something I actually hate. I'm going to have to go back and start back digging. So after work every night for 2 to 3 months, I went back and I digged. I studied until 2 a.m. You got to do drastic things if you want to keep digging for diamonds. That's the whole purpose of this message, right? So the people who stop digging, it's a world full of quitters. Which side are you going to be on, guys? The quitters or the diggers? The diamonds belongs to the ones who keep swinging the pickaxe. So if you tired, keep digging. If you feel invisible, keep digging. If nobody believes in you, I didn't say if somebody, if nobody believes in you, keep digging. Because one day you're going to break through that wall, and on the other side of that wall is going to be everything you ever worked for. Right? Just, I would say just like 10 years ago, 8 to 10 years ago, I experienced homelessness back to back to back. Even in Nashville, Tennessee, I was homeless. When I went to my residency, Brooklyn, New York, I ended up homeless, trying to fight for my, residency, because like I said, I was sick and trying to finish this at the same time. So it was the worst recipe ever. But guess what? I never stopped digging. Yes, to the diggers. Shout out to the diggers. Congrats. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. So we're going to keep digging. Because if you keep digging, everything you work for is right there, millimeters away. And today on National Dentist Day, let me say to every dentist out there grinding through the journey, I respect you. If you out there and you still digging, even when nobody believes you, I respect you. Because dentistry is another form of digging. It's years of discipline, years of training, years of sacrifice. But when you finally stand there with your degree, or you finally stand there and your business is making money, or you finally stand there and your YouTube page is finally growing, or you have a podcast like me and you're like, oh my God, someone's listening. We don't take that lightly, okay? So that's diamonds nobody can take from you. So shout out to all the doctors, shout out to all the people who just keep going. And shout out to me too, because I love being a dentist. I love helping patients. I love just, getting in a line with who I am. So happy Dentist Day. And remember, never fucking quit. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So definitely thank y'all for tuning into the Hood to Hooded podcast. If this episode inspired you, make sure you share it with someone who might be inches away from their diamonds. Okay? Now, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. And then we're going to keep it moving. So, while I am just ending this podcast, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world. Crazy world of war. I cannot believe we are at war. I just can't believe it. This war started while I was on my birthday vacation last week, which was amazing, by the way. Like I said, I'm on the 4th level. My birthday was on 227, and I fought to stay in my 30s as long as I could, but now I'm on the 4th floor. And it's been pretty cool. I really enjoyed bringing it in New York City, like a grown, sexy vibe. I wanted to do like Broadway. I had never been to Broadway. Broadway was an experience. I did the helicopter. And somebody said, we just want to see the footage from you in the helicopter going. Like the helicopter, I will never do again. The funny thing is, I wanted to do like a 30-minute ride. I wanted the doors off. I wanted to put my foot out the window in the helicopter. I'm adventurous like that in my head. Not realizing, hey girl, you on the 4th floor now. Like, what? So we didn't pay for like doors off or the extra time. I'm like, okay, 15 minutes is going to be cool. Tell me why the pilot was super nice. He had us in the air for like 20, 25 minutes. We got the helicopter with the doors off where I could put my foot out. But when I got into the air, y'all listen, it was not what I expected it to be. I was scared as hell. My whole skin was like... I did get to skydive with one foot out the door. But when I put my foot out the door, it was like... I'm like, get me down. I was so ready to be done. Like tears, snot. It was just the worst, ugliest scene ever. I'm happy I did it, but would I do it again? Hell no. And if I ever think about doing it again, somebody say, Dr. Sean, remember the last time your face almost came off. Don't do it. Never doing that again. Skydiving, never going to experience it. Bungee jumping, I think I'm going to sit that out as well because no. It's just a no for me. So that was how I brought in my 40s, like with a bang. Ate really good food at Filet Gumbo. Really, really tasty in New York City. We also ate, what's the other place in New York City? If you in Times Square, go to Bluefin. They're a little on the pricey side, but it was really, really delicious. It's one of those like places where it's kind of fancy, where you get a little bit of food, but surprisingly the food filled me up. The crab cakes, magnifico. Okay, none of the imitation crabs. It was just magnifico. So yeah, that was my 40th, just getting in my vibe. Staying, I did like a relaxing Saturday after my birthday. I just put on some nice PJs, a nice silk robe, and just did nothing. Okay, and that was everything for me. After the helicopter, And Broadway, it was like everything the next day. Okay. So yeah, that's what's been going on. And then I got back and realized, damn, Trump done started a war. Trump started a war. Trump is delusional. Trump is going around showing us who the United States government is and has always been. And I don't think y'all can hear me on TikTok. Tap those hearts if you can hear me. We got 1K hearts. Woohoo! Okay, 40. Yes, Cynthia, never doing the helicopter again. That was like, I was in there like, is this over yet? That's all I could think was like, is this over yet? Like, and it seemed like the 20 minutes was like an hour. I was like, oh my God, please get me down. It was cold as hell. You can imagine February, New York City, in the helicopter, doors off. It felt like it was 0 degrees. I'm like, maybe I wasn't ready. I don't know. But when I got on the ground and realized Trump has started a war and he's, doing all these moves without Congress, and people are so idiotic. They were like, oh, well, why won't they just impeach him? Listen, it has to be somebody behind him pulling the strings so that he can do all this, because you can't tell me that he's just acting like a dictator and just doing this. So you mean to tell me Congress have no kind of way to stop this? You mean to tell me he's just doing this? And everybody's like, well, we're trying to stop him, but listen. So in actuality, it went from Epstein files all over my timeline to now they're trying to distract us with this war going on. So I have to tune out when it starts to be just too much energy. I got to focus on me. I got to focus on like real life, because all of this war stuff, people's kids are in the war. People's families are in the war. And this idiot, people act like they can't stop him. So for that point, I'm a little lost. I'm not understanding why he haven't been impeached yet. I'm not even understanding how a 37-time felony is even in the office. It's a lot of things I don't understand about the United States government. It's a lot of things. But being a baby historian and understanding how they came to Turtle Island and, destroyed the land, they enslaved people, I'm not really shocked, guys. I'm not really shocked by nothing the United States does. We're not going to go into history this live, but I'm just not really shocked by nothing they do. Maybe we'll talk about that in another live, because I don't want to get too far gone. So that's what's going on in the world. So don't let this world, don't let this news, don't let this propaganda make you think that life is over, because it's not. Life will continue to go on after they get rid of all of their, war mindset, all of this evilness that's going on. Life will continue to go on. So during this time, stay down, stay focused, stay consistent, and love on your family, love on your friends, and fight all the evilness around you. Get all the evil things off of your timeline so you're not absorbing that all day and living in fear. Alright? So that's my last little tidbit, and I think I'm going to get off of here. If we don't have any questions, I don't see any questions in the chat. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, back with another live. If you enjoyed this, make sure you are following the Hood to Hood podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Chief the Sunflower. And remember, never stop digging for your diamonds. Bye.
I need you back.
Hey. I need you back.
I need you back. Yeah. And you know we own that. Yeah. I need you back. Yeah. And you know we all blessed. Pyramids standing tall, yeah, fact. Turtle Island strong, yeah, fact. Say it loud, say it back. 'Cause I need you back. History live. Try to They can never debate us. Cause when we go back in them records, we pulling receipts out the bruh. Yeah, receipt after receipt, don't blink. Copper tone of ink, don't think. Melanin glisten the sin every day. Turn a lot of moves when we making a play. They don't feel pain till it's them. They don't cry tears till it's them. But when it was us for all those years, they was eating off us, feeding off us cheers. Building empires off stolen breath. Smiling while we starve to death. But the truth don't drown and come back fast. That's why the past keep